Recruiter here to review your resume. The resume we have up first is a software engineer intern who gets practically 0 interviews. This person has stated that it takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview, which is terrible. And they told me specifically, what should I specifically improve upon my resume? My goal is to get you 1 interview per 7 applications, because that is the success rate of people who follow my method, which is also how you can tell how good or bad your resume is. If you're getting 50 applications for 1 interview, that's an okay resume. Anything above that is bad. Anything below that is good. I get a 1 in 7. This person is getting over 150 to 1. So what do we need for a software engineer intern? And I do more than software engineer resumes, but right now the tech market is in shambles. So 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech. We need degree, a basic knowledge of the tech stack. So language, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, maybe RESTful APIs. The ability to work well with others and takes direction and criticism. Those are the only things we need, which this person probably does not have because they have a terrible ratio. So, can I find it in 20 seconds? No. Again, bad resume, can't find these. But let's see what I can find in 20 seconds, because that is the only amount of time recruiters have to look over your resume. So, 20 seconds and go. Not mattering. Deployed iOS chatbot in Swift. Okay, that's good. This doesn't matter. 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 Time. Yeah, I don't see what I need. All right. So what did we find? Well, this is an iOS dev, so they're going to have slightly different stuff than like JavaScript, HTML, CSS, but Swift is something that I would want. The problem, though, I have with this resume is it's filled with hot dogs. It's filled with hot dogs, and you don't tell me how you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. So I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and you're like, I'd like 1 hamburger. And the waiter says, all right, let me get you a hamburger. So they come back and they hand you a plate of hot dogs. And you're like, this isn't what I wanted. And the waiter is like, well, a hot dog has meat like a hamburger and a hot dog has buns like a hamburger. So when you actually stated hamburger, what you really meant were these hot dogs. And the waiter, you would look at the waiter like they were crazy and you would walk away because that's not what you wanted. And that's the exact same problem with this. Is MVP to public release and supporting 100 active users with reliable offline data syncing is nothing. That means nothing. That's not related to a basic knowledge of your tech stack. That does not show that you have the ability to work well with others. That does not show direction and criticism. Enhanced onboarding retention by 90% using mix panel analytics to identify high friction screens, fix UI bugs, update outdated components, and streamline the onboarding flow means nothing. Again, you need to be very specific with what you have, but this is a hot dog, 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 hot dog. None of these are related to what I want. And yes, as an intern, you need to show that you need to work with others and take direction and criticism. It is arguably more important than the tech you have. I have gotten many interns jobs by specifically including how to work well with others and take direction and criticism. So what I think of your resume is it's filled with a bunch of random words that have nothing to do with what I need for an intern. Is it nice that you achieved an 80% confidence score to ensure reliable food classification from video inputs by implementing a video-based computer vision pipeline using YOLO and Clip? Yeah, that's cool, but it's not related to what I want. So you might as well not have had this in. Yeah, none of these are related. And you even the ones where you did actually have what I want, you didn't put them in qualification format. So this stuff right here is actually some of the stuff I would want for a entry level or for an intern. The problem is recruiters are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting. And the difference between a keyword hunt and a qualification hunt is night and day. So a keyword is what the hiring team needs, right? Could be Java, could be Python, could be the ability to work well with others, but basically what's up here is a keyword. The problem is we are not keyword hunting. A qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus the business reasons that you used it, basically the impact, but it's got to be the non-technical business reasons, plus where you've used it. So if it is not what, how, why, where, it does not count as a qualification, with the exception of degree and years of experience. So are these the things that I would look for, which is React, SQL, and Hugging Face? Yes. Unfortunately, you did not write them in qualification format, so I cannot use these over here. Improved API reliability by 85%, integrating a Hugging Face AI service layer with multi-handling and exponential backoff retries up to 5 attempts. I can't use that. There's nothing there. That's garbage. Again, you need to make sure that your resume is razor focused on what we need, because if it's not, it's unrelated and it's filled with hot dogs. But in this case, Hugging Face and APIs are something I could use, but you did not tell me the non-technical reasons you use them. What was the point of doing this? The answer is I don't know, and the hiring manager doesn't know either. And if the hiring manager and the recruiter don't know, then they're not going to move you forward to get an interview, because that's the most important part, is what specifically you have done. A lot of the time, sometimes it's even more important than the actual keywords themselves, is how you did it and the non-technical reason that you did it, because everything has a business reason. So I'm going to need you to take this resume and delete it. I don't think there is anything in this resume that is salvageable. Right now, reading it, it is sad, and it is getting you no interviews, which is understandable. I need you to redo it. I want you to make it look like this, although again, formatting is not the biggest issue you have. Your resume should look like this. This is how you do it. It is in the description below. But I need you to create bullet points that actually show what you've done, how you've done it, and the reason you did it that wasn't technical. And I need you to include the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. If you do not have all of those things that I put up here, you will not get to move forward. Most other roles need 75% to move forward. Interns need 100% of this. And I've gotten a lot of interns jobs. This is how you do it. So it will turn your frown upside down and you'll be, I guess that's the smile. There we go. This is a horrible thing. I am not an artist. I think that this is horrifying. Anyway, before we go to the next resume, I just want to say thank you all for watching. I got a big migraine right now. I suffer from migraine, so I'm suffering through this video, but I want to make sure y'all get the answers you need to your questions in your resume review. So bear with me if I start stuttering more than usual or start repeating words. That's just a symptom of it. But to everybody that's watching, thank you very much. And to my members who get access to videos a little bit early, thank you very much for your support. If you want to get access to my videos early and support this channel, you can join in the link below. But to my members, thank you very much for your support. I really could not do it without y'all. Y'all are supporting my channel, and I really appreciate it. And if anybody ever needs their resume reviewed, you can always join the live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. See, I already said it. The migraine makes me repeat. Anyway, or at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter or right here on YouTube. Anyway, next resume. Brain. This is a full stack software engineer. So what do we need for a full stack? We need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I don't care how basic it is. I don't care if one implies the other. You need it in a full stack resume. RESTful APIs or REST APIs, SQL, any of those clouds, backend, Python, C#.NET, Java, React, React.js, Angular, Node.js, or Vue. You only need about 2 or 3 of those out of those 5. You don't need all of them. DevOps, CI/CD, Agile, Git, and the rest of that stuff. I don't know what is happening outside right now. I don't know if anybody can hear it. There was a fire truck and there was a dog howling. It was crazy. So this person stated that I haven't gotten a single interview. I haven't been applying as much as I should. Unsure if I'm messing up by trying to look appealing to AI jobs and front-end jobs at the same time and need separate resumes. Yes, absolutely. A full stack resume will not get you an AI job and vice versa. A front end job will not get you a full stack job. You need a separate resume for each of those. You should have 3 resumes if you're looking for front end, full stack, and AI. Or if it's a job gap, or my post-grad degree is raising red flags because it's not US-centric. Okay, so let's see what is the problem. Imagine this person used my formatting, which is good. This is easy to read. So let's see what I can find. And that is chat. You can all ignore that. That is what happens on my live stream. So yeah, let's see. Let's do... Brain stopped working. And where is the stopwatch? There we go. All right. Oh my gosh. I am... Okay. All right. There we go. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. All right. Where's your degree? Okay, good. Led a team of 3 engineers using tangible customer service reports featuring... Okay. Advanced Next.js on Versal. Modernized. I don't... Okay. Built RESTful in AWS environments, flow good, just dynamically pheno. Okay. Yeah, the gap isn't the problem. It's not bad. It's just kind of wordy, and you don't really have. This is unnecessarily wordy. Also, your education should be up at the top. Okay, so here's part of my issue. Your education needs to be here. If you're worried that it's not US centric, that's fine, but you would probably want to put like US citizen or green card holder here. You really do want to put that in this one, especially if your degree is from outside the US and you're applying on roles that both are this head outside the US and remote. So yeah, I'm gonna need you to make sure, because this reads like you are applying from outside the country, which if you're applying for outside the country, you're practically no chance of getting a role. But that's kind of what it reads. Because it's not like this experience is bad, but I'd be very sus about this person. Although, again, I wouldn't move them forward for an AI role or a front-end role because that's different. And what I would do to fix these bullet points is led a team of 3 engineers using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, C#, and MySQL in an AWS environment to build customer-facing reporting features for diagnostic test results and internal tooling. Right? So the first one should be TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, MySQL in an AWS environment. You want those 6 to be in your first one. And then you can put C# in one of the other ones. And then architected and built again, I don't think I care about this. I don't really care about Versal as kind of a hot dog. SEO is a hot dog, unless you're doing front end. And then built and maintain RESTful APIs using ASP.NET, which is fine in an AWS environment, which again, AWS should be in your first sentence. Implementing data models, this is a bad reason. Develop genetics, visualization tools, again, this should be in your first sentence, so this sentence shouldn't be here. Establish Git branching across engineering team. Why is this important? This is not a good non-technical reason. So this needs to be better. So again, my biggest issues with this are primarily the fact is this reads like somebody who was outside the US applying in the US, which you stand almost zero chance of getting an interview if that's the case. Also, your phone number needs to be dialable by the country that you're applying to. If you have a non-US number on your resume and you apply in the US, that is almost an instant rejection. So it's not the fact that you got your degree outside the US, it's that everything makes the assumption that you are outside the US applying to this, which would mean you would have to maybe move. The city and state could maybe do it, but it's a little weird because there's a lot of fake candidates. Like people, obviously, as a candidate, you all don't care, right? I'm not trying to get you to care for me, but there are a lot of fake candidates that recruiters have to go through that fake where they are and what they've done to try to get into a company. And it is our job to stop them. And this kind of reads a little bit like a fake candidate. So I would change the things in red, tighten up the bullet points, but I'd really, 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 really want you to show where you are. Again, you don't need to, like, normally you don't need to put U.S. citizen, but it's beneficial to remove bias. This resume has a lot of bias on it. Again, would I personally reject it based on those facts? No, because I do my due diligence, but not every recruiter does that. And the goal here is to get it for everybody, even people that are not always doing it. But this does kind of read like a fake candidate. Next resume. This is another full stack dev. They said they've been applying since March, but they stopped applying to focus on finishing college. Oh, okay. For different positions, but mainly back end. I'm from Costa Rica, so it's kind of hard for me to get positions to apply to. Whenever I apply to multinational companies, they reject me. Yeah, I mean, if you... Okay, so here's the thing. Are you legally authorized to work in the area that you're applying to? Because it doesn't matter if you're off, if a company is multi-international. Like, if you apply to a role at Google that is only hiring on site in Alaska, it doesn't matter if they're international, they're only hiring in that area. So I don't know if you are legally authorized to work in the areas you're applying to, or you would have to move or not. But that is a big thing. Because again, it doesn't matter if they're international. If you're international, if you're in, let's say, Canada, and you apply, like I said, apply to a role in Alaska, they may not move you forward because that's not what they want. I've applied to a bunch of positions, and I've gotten a couple of interviews. I've included a summary in the beginning of the resume because I've seen that's important here in Costa Rica. Is it? All right, if it is, it is. I can't be everywhere. Maybe that is very important. People say that here, that a summary is useful in the US, and it's not useful in the US, so I would be a little sus about that. And then you think that with the little experience that I have, I should be applying or getting into full stack roles. Well, first off, you said originally backend, and now we're saying full stack. So let's find out if you actually do have these qualifications or not. 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Again, I'm not going to touch that one. Developed and documented modules, C#, Java, okay, to extract, centralize, feeding the, I don't care, or not, I don't know what that is, and it doesn't matter. Integrated cloud vision, what is that? To, doesn't matter. Managed deployment, that one's okay. And time. You don't have enough experience. So this entire thing is a hot dog. This second sentence is a hot dog. The first one has really only 4 things I want, which are JavaScript, HTML, CSS, C#.net, which I'm counting C#.net as the same thing. They basically go together. That's basically one. And I'm missing more. And then we go down to here, and you said version control Git. Okay, good. Using Azure DevOps CI/CD pipelines. Nope. I am looking for DevOps, comma, CI/CD, comma, Azure, comma. The fact that you put Azure DevOps CI/CD pipelines means I cannot use that. And the reason is, if JavaScript is different than Java, then Azure DevOps might be different than Azure and DevOps. Same thing with others. People got mad that Kafka and Kafka X is the same thing. Well, if Java is different than JavaScript, which it is, except when it's not, then this matters. So this needs to be commas, because this doesn't technically have anything. But I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Again, the first one doesn't have a good non-technical reason. You told me that you were feeding enterprise data. Who cares? That's not relevant to what we're looking for. It's gotta be, so I don't have an actual reason for it. And then I still need more. Where's React? Where's React.js, Angular, Node, Vue? Where is, mainly those. I'm missing those. Where's TypeScript? I don't know. I don't see it. So my problem with this resume is that it just doesn't have enough stuff to move you forward. I need 75% of these, and I'm finding only 50%. So it's close. So yeah, that's kind of all I can do. It's just not enough stuff. Also, don't write it like this. Just put February 2026 to March. Wait, February? I just clocked that. That's how exhausted my head is. You've only been there for a month? Bro, if you've only been at a place for a month, do not put that on your resume. Unless it's an internship. Internships are specifically 1 to 3 months. But if this is a full-time role, do not put this on here if you've only been there for a month. That is a giant red flag. This is fine because it's an internship. But again, also put August 2025 to December 2025. But this right here is a bit of a giant red flag if you've only been there for a month and that was not an intern. But yeah, I just don't see enough to move you forward, not even counting that. So that's kind of all I can do for this resume. This is another intern. So we already know what we need. Basic, let's see. I'm an incoming sophomore. The internship I got was through being a Nepo, and the remote one I got myself. Okay, good. So let's see what about this is not working, because this person has a ratio of 150 to 1, which actually is kind of common. Is a lot of interns have a really good resume, and then before they get their first job or internship, and then after they get their first internship, they start like putting in stuff that we just don't care about, and they're trying to impress us rather than actually writing what they've done, and it leads to failure. So again, I don't care how impressive your tasks are. You will never impress anybody through your resume like that. You cannot. So let's see what is wrong with this resume, considering it's only gotten them over 150 to 1. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see. And let's find out. And go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Shipped a production grade multi-tenant AI receptionist with real paying involved, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. Engineered a RAG pipeline. Good with, I don't care. Integrated Twilio. Okay. Built an autonomous with gaps through a RAG. You already mentioned RAG. Engineered a full stack. Time. So, again, relevant coursework is... nope, you do need the GPA. You keep the GPA. Relevant coursework is never relevant. And this GPA should not be here. It should be here. You need to put this into one line. Okay, so your GPA can be like right here or something, all right? Right there. But it needs to be in one line. You should keep it, though. And then we go down to here, and the problem is, what about this is anything that I need? Production grade AI voice receptionist. All right, that's a little bit of AI. That's fine. AI is something that is in there. But then Why do I care that you had real paying? Well, real paying users is okay, but why do I care that it handled live inbound calls with automated detection? Blah blah blah. Like I still need more. Every bullet point needs to contain a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6, a minimum of 3, and this only contains 1. But that is a very big. Only 1, and then down here again, only 1, and this is a terrible way of describing it. And then here contains 0. And then here contains 0. So your first sentence only has 2 things that I'm actually looking for of the tech. And I need more. I actually need more of the tech. I need more of the basic stuff. So RAG is fine, AI is fine, and the fact that it's real paying users is pretty good. But again, you still didn't really describe tons of it. Like, I don't really care about real-time op. I'd rather you just said shipped a production grade multi-tenant AI voice using X, Y, and Z that that was with real paying customers that handled live inbound calls with automatic multilingual. In fact, that just handled live inbound calls is fine. Like, you could have ended it at live inbound calls and it would have been fine. But again, I still don't have enough. Where is the backend language? Where's the SQL? Where's the cloud? Where's the object-oriented programming? Where's the RESTful APIs? I don't know. You didn't tell me. And then down here, engineered a full stack. No, it's not. Where's the full stack? I don't know. Can anybody find it in here? I see 21K investment banking. That's not full stack. So none of this actually matters because you did not put the full stack. You need to put the full stack. And then down here, which is irrelevant. Oh, here it is. Actually, the first time I can see something I can use is down here. Right down here. You need to redo this resume. And I need you to have what I actually need because I don't see it. There's a skills section at the bottom, but again, skills sections don't count. This resume is almost entirely blank. I need more tech. I need you to show how you use that tech and the non-technical reasons you use the tech. And I need to show that you can work with others and take direction and criticism, and I do not see that. I don't see it. And that's why you're going to have a bad time. Next resume. This is a customer support agent. So what do we need for a customer support agent? Not a ton. We need customer support. We need to see the CRM that you've used. We need to see that you've met multiple multitask and meet deadlines. We need to see that you can use computer skills, so like spreadsheets, Word, Excel, that you can communicate to everybody from, well, a customer to a stakeholder to a CEO. That you've used tools such as Zendesk, which CRM should be down there as well instead. And that you can answer tough questions and troubleshoot problems. So this person has been sending applications for over 3 months and haven't gotten a good job. They feel like they don't want to waste their time. So let's see what they do and do not have. 20 seconds on the clock. Also, this person is from outside the US, but I have to judge this as if this was in the US. So 20 seconds and go. Okay, can't use anything here. Can't use anything here. Can't use anything here. These are bad. These are bad except for the last part. Okay, time. That was it. That was it. Had 8 seconds left. This resume shows practically nothing. So, what do we need to do for this resume? Well, first off, summaries don't count. Your education and languages should go up top. Core skills don't count. Right? Does not count. Tools do not count. So what are we left with? The stuff that actually does matter. Languages, education, and experience. Which languages should go up here, by the way. Like, if you are, like, you need to follow this format, but you can put a language here, which is like fluent in X and Y, or U.S. citizen in Los Angeles who's fluent in Spanish and English or something. I'm not. I wish I was fluent in Spanish. So then we get down to these actual bullet points, which are the only things left, and there's just not enough. Like, provided customer support via phone, chat, and email. is just not enough of a sentence. I like the fact that you've done it via phone, chat, and email. That's good. But I need more. How did you do it? What was the result of doing that? Why did you do that? What was the product? I don't know. Well, this is rideshare, so that makes more sense. But a resolved account payment subscription services while maintaining. How did you do that? I don't know. Anybody can say provided good customer service. You have to prove it in the resume. Reviewed online for moderation and blah, 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 and accuracy. Again, I just need more. This is it. Like you've given me almost nothing to work with. Your entire resume is this. And it's not like you were only there for a month. You've been there for 4 years almost, a little bit longer than 4 years. So you can actually put in some good experience there. I need you to put this in bullet points. I need there to be 1, 2, 3 minimum for each job. 2, 3, and I need you to tell me the what, the why, the where, well, the where is already done, and the how. If you do not tell me the what, the how, the why, you do not move forward. So the problem with this resume is this is all you've got, and you don't tell me. You can't just say customer service. You have to prove it. You have to prove it. There is a writing technique called show, don't tell. And I need you to follow that with your resume. I need you to show me how, in particular, you gave customer support. Show me how you multitask and met deadlines. Show me the computer skills that you have. Show me that you can communicate to people. Show me how you use Zendesk or CRM. And show me how you answer tough questions and troubleshoot. Because right now, this resume has basically nothing in it. Is you just say, I did customer service, but you don't prove it, and that's why you're getting rejected. So that's all I can do for this resume, and that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. To my members who get access to videos a little bit early, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Again, I'm repeating it. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, especially the members who are supporting this channel. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Later.